We just received Durin's full kit, Varka's banner confirmation, and even some info about new future characters. So let's break down everything. Starting with Durin's kit, he is now confirmed to be a Pyro sword user and a sub DPS. He'll apply Pyro off-field through both his burst and elemental skill. His elemental skill deals Pyro damage and provides continuous healing over time, while his elemental burst provides off-field Pyro application and sustained damage. His major source of damage will come from his burst. In simple terms, he looks like an upgraded, or you could say premium, version of zhongli, but with added support and buffing utility. But here's where things get messy. Duran has a unique passive talent. He reduces resistance to every element that reacts with Pyro, but not Pyro itself. For example, if you trigger Melt, then only cryo resistance is reduced. And it goes deeper. The resistance shreds scales depending on how many Easter egg characters you have in your party. With one character, which is Durin himself, enemies will lose 15% resistance. With two Easter egg characters, the shred increases to 30%. So what are Easter egg characters? These are characters who are introduced in lore before becoming playable in-game. Confirmed examples so far include Mona, Venti, Klee, Albedo, Scaramouche, Varka, Kiara, Baiju, Yao Yao, Charlotte, Arlecchino, Alice, and Nicole. If I missed anyone, comment it down below. According to leakers, this will be introduced as a brand new mechanism with an official name still pending. Now, the important part, what does this mean in practice? Durin technically reduces resistance for all elements, since Pyro can react with everything. But in reality, the list of units who can truly benefit right now is quite limited. Many of the so-called Easter egg units like Mona, Venti, Klee, Kiara, and Baiju are either outdated or heavily power-crept. That leaves a smaller core of actual strong synergies, mainly Arlecchino, Scaramouche, and Varka. This is also why early leaks suggested he would specifically reduce Anemo resistance, because he's going to be an insane buff for Scaramouche and even Venti. Duran also has another passive similar to Child. Simply having him in your party increases your normal attack level by 1, which is huge, especially since both Scaramouche and Arlecchino scale directly from normal attack damage. It's also finalized that he will have a completely different kit mechanism than any other nod-krai units, which will specifically buff older or very specific newer units. So even though at first glance Duran looks like a universal buffer, since his shred applies to literally any element, that's not 100% true. If you look closely, elements like Geo only have Albedo as an Easter egg character. With Dendro, it's only Kiara, who is herself a support. That makes him not nearly as useful for those elements. And worse, he won't really work with current top meta DPS like Mulanni or Neuvillette, or even nod-krai units like Flynn's and Nefer. That's a huge loss in overall DPS value, which also suggests that Nefer in particular will be left only with Columbina as her main future upgrade. Looking at his future teams, one setup is already being called broken: Columbina, Varka, Durin, and the White Adeptus. According to sources, this will likely be the strongest team in version 6.4. If you want a full updated breakdown of all the strongest future teams, let me know in the comments. And also, if you want to win a free Welkin, we're running a 10x Welkin giveaway right now. Participate today, more info is in the description. Speaking of version 6.4, let's talk banners. Varka is now confirmed to be an Anemo DPS. His primary source of damage will be normal attacks, and yes, he will be a limited character, not a standard one. He is now looking like to be best in-slot DPS for Columbina and Durin. We also have confirmation that in version 6.3, the White Adeptus, a female 5-star Anemo support and buffer designed for reaction-heavy teams, will be released alongside Columbina. In talking about Columbina, she's shaping up to be a support or sub-DPS role, but can also flex into a main DPS role in the right teams, similar to how Nahida functions. She will also bring resistance shred for different elements. Her personal damage is confirmed to be higher than Furina's, and while she can be paired with older units, her real strength comes when working with nod-krai units, especially Varka and Durin. One key point here, Lunar Vaporize will not be introduced until version 6.4. Looking a bit further, Kazuha is speculated to get his rerun in version 6.5, alongside Nicole, who's expected to be cryo support. And Sandrone, she will be a Geo DPS who introduces us to Lunar Crystallize. early info suggests she's going to be absolutely busted. In fact, it's expected that she'll be a top 3 DPS by far and will stay at the top until the nod-krai cycle ends. So if you were wondering about the best long-term investment, Sandrone is looking like the one to watch. And talking about Alice, we still do not have any confirmation on her banner or kit. So with that, we've covered all the recent updates. Now the real question, do you think Durin's kit is justified or does it look too restrictive? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to participate in the giveaway. Thanks for watching.